Hello everyone, good morning. What I've decided to do for my new business, well not new, it's a franchise, but I've decided to do McDonald's. My new idea is a business idea, which obviously is not new, but more improvisation and innovation on a successful franchise. First of all, I want to give you some demographics. In 2012, the Office of National Statistics showed over 3 million Muslims in the UK. In London alone, there are 1 million, and if you break it down even further, there are 71,000 Muslims in Tower Hamlets. By 2013, the Pew Foundation, which is a foundation which is backed by the government, has estimated Britain's Muslim community will continue to expand to 8.2% of the population, or if it was in numbers, 5.6 million. Moreover, a survey by EBLEX, another organisation backed by the government, that is the Organisation for British Beef and Sheep Industry, has found that 90% of Muslims eat halal meat. So what my idea is, as there is no halal McDonald's, well, halal is, for Muslims, it's permissible to eat. My idea is to create a McDonald's in Tower Hamlets, which is suitable for Muslims to eat. We've got to ask ourselves, what is McDonald's? McDonald's is the leading global food service retailer, which more than 34,000 local restaurants serve approximately 69 million people in 118 countries each day. More than 80% of McDonald's restaurants worldwide are owned and operated by independent local men and women. In 2012 alone, McDonald's made a profit of $6 billion. McDonald's goal is becoming favourite way and place to eat and drink by serving core favourites such as French fries, Big Mac, Quarter Pounder. McDonald's has 3 major competitors, which equal Burger King, KFC, and Subway. Though it should be taken into account only 3 franchises can compete with them. These 3 fast food retailers made $1.5 billion less than McDonald's alone, so they can't really compete. And here are some figures of McDonald's in 2012. Like their operating income was 8.6 billion, revenue 27.56 billion, and profit was $6 billion US dollars in 2012 alone. So as I've said, my idea is to create a McDonald's in Tower Hamlets, as there's no McDonald's suitable for Muslims in the whole UK. Well, only 3 countries provide a halal McDonald's which is permissible for Muslims, which are in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, and Saudi Arabia. The possible business location will be Tower Hamlets, as this is a major Muslim community. Obviously, as I've said before, 71,000 Muslims are currently living there, so it only makes sense to build it there. Potential customer profile: this McDonald's will be open to everyone, meaning all religions. The only difference being it is permissible for Muslims to consume their food in line with their beliefs. Also, this McDonald's will be the only restaurant deemed suitable for Muslims in the UK. Not only will it attract local customers, but also national customers and people living far away from that Tower Hamlet. It should be taken into account London is a big tourist destination, and tourists around the world fly in to see the sights, especially from the Middle Eastern countries which are Muslim. Skills and resources required. In order to buy a McDonald's franchise, an initial down payment is required when you purchase a new restaurant, 40% of the total cost, or an existing restaurant, which is 25% of the total cost. Minimum down payment will vary. Generally, you will need £175,000 to open a McDonald's franchise. But however, only 40% of that will need to be paid up front. How I plan to do this, obviously, is receiving investment from yourself, but also I have investors. Obviously, my dad's restaurant is willing to back me, and my mate has an app which he received income from. He's willing to back me, and obviously I have my own personal savings. Other requirement which is needed for myself is have a business plan, able to manage finance well, and have good management skills. Obviously, I can receive that from my college as I am doing a course which specialises in that field. Training to open a McDonald's is not a problem. McDonald's offer a world-class training program to become efficient in all aspects of operating a McDonald's. As I've done my target research, target market, for this McDonald's. I've interviewed people, I've handed out questionnaires, and 75% of people think it will work. That's my business.
Thank you very much. I think of the three that I've watched, I really like the research that you've done there, because it's very accurate and very specific, and you've given the sources of it as well, and that's really great. I also like that you've identified where your investment is going to come from, and you've identified that you have looked at other sources and you're not just looking for all the money to be handed to you. That's really great. And I really think that the business idea is got legs, basically. But how do McDonald's feel about opening a halal restaurant in the UK? Do they have a policy that prevents it?
There's no policy. Basically, from the recent research I've done, no individual has tried this this McDonald's in the UK. But if you look in Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mansour, the owner of Man City football club, he actually went to the head of the McDonald's in America, and he asked to open a McDonald's in Abu Dhabi, and he pitched his whole plan to them, and they opened it up. And from that Abu Dhabi restaurant, they made $1 billion, their currency, dollar in profit. So I have no reason why it's not going to work in England. Abu Dhabi has a population of 4 million, and Britain alone has about 3.5 million in the UK.
Okay. Forgive my ignorance, but what's the difference between McDonald's that is a standard McDonald's and one that would sell halal? What would we see different, and what would be different?
McDonald's is a successful franchise as it is, but obviously it's not permissible for Muslims to eat in a normal McDonald's. So obviously there'll be more Muslims going into the thing.
But why isn't it? And that's my ignorance about.
Oh, why isn't it? Basically, according to their beliefs, the sheep or the beef has to be sacrificed in a certain way,
Right.
which McDonald's don't provide.
So it would be the food preparation
Yeah,
that you would
food
say,
preparation.
everything else would be the same?
Everything else will be the same.
Okay, so there's not a huge amount of cost difference?
There's no cost difference.
But you need to prove to your customers that it was halal and
Yeah, obviously,
reliably halal.
we can advertise that. Because it's a successful franchise, advertising won't be a problem, TV, anything won't be a problem.
Okay. Initially, when you said about tourists, I thought, oh, that's a really good thing. He's kind of focused on the fact that tourists are going to be there and you can capture that market. And then about 2 seconds later, I thought, how many tourists would go to Tower Hamlets?
Obviously, that's going to be a downfall, but because it's
Well, I don't know.
71,000 Muslims are currently living there.
So it's a local audience.
It's a local audience, and people obviously from Bangladesh, Pakistan, India always come to see their families. So it's going to attract
But if you
people.
make it successful there, then maybe
Obviously, you can operate.
Oxford Street is the next.
Yeah, you can. Obviously, the reason I chose Tower Hamlets because there's no McDonald's operating there.
Yeah.
And the only competitors they have there is a PFC, which is Perfect Fried Chicken, and no one really knows about it.
Okay.
What is it? Perfect fried chicken?
PFC. Done.
KFP.
Right.
Fried pigeon.
Okay. So can you see any of those external influences that I've mentioned to the other two guys at all?
Which would affect the business.
Yeah.
Well, I thought of obviously the BNP or the EDL, which can affect it. However, who listens to them? They've only got a minority following. And what can they do in a Tower Hamlets, 71,000 people against what? 100, 200 people? What are they exactly do?
So it's only a McDonald's anyway.
And the government went back EDL or it's only McDonald's as well. Not many external
There's nothing
influences.
different. There's nothing to be
That's the only
said.
thing I can think of, two political parties.
Yeah. True. Okay, thank you very much. That's great. You can stop.
Beautiful. I like that.